So in my review of the book, the last paragraph I wrote, Kunle belongs to the second class of people, that is, people born into extreme poverty. His early family situation was
Mm.
toxic and abusive in ways many of us will never understand. He was punished for being left handed. His military dad frequently took out his frustrations on him, his mother, and his siblings. Despite these odds, Kunle shrugged off limitations. Despite these odds, Kunle found himself. With sheer determination, Kunle shrugged off the assaults of those initial disadvantages and became. He asked himself the tough questions we all must ask ourselves. Who are you? Why are you here? And what problems were you born to solve? I want to go to that your early family situation, which was toxic and abusive in ways many of us would never understand. In your book, you wrote that, growing up helpless against defending my mom from my dad's blows and verbal abuse made me contemplate suicide one time too many. Other times, I
Mm.
wished I had a gun to shoot my father, thus liberating my mom siblings from his tyranny. And then in the very next paragraph, you said, some admirable sides of my dad. I mean, you just told us in the last paragraph that you wished you had a gun to shoot this man. And then the very next paragraph, you're telling us some admirable sides of I still cannot understand that. So I want you to talk to that a little bit. How can this duality exist in the same person that you despise so much, who was such a pain, who was so cruel to you, and then you're talking about some of his admirable qualities. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yes. So I will speak from this side. There are two sides to a coin.
Hmm.
There are two sides to a coin. So you can choose to actually gaze on one side of the coin or look at the other side of the coin. Yoruba people has an idea that says that TBT, you realize that there's no one person that is absolutely evil.
Hmm.
If we look long enough, sometimes at night, if you look at the sky, right? If you look long enough, the sky is not actually absolutely dark because it's find light. So sometimes when we look at people, not with the eyes of evil, but when we look at them on the second note, we realize they also have good side too.
Hmm.
So and that is why like this duality of a personality like my dad actually existed. So even though like this side existed, but then I realized that he was also a good man too.
Hmm.
I realized that there were good things he has done for me. There were things that he did that I love. My dad is someone who loves children. And that you see that. So if you see me working with children, I pick that passion from my dad because he was someone that is always giving and always giving. So even though this side of his life wasn't really appealing to me, wasn't good to me, but it doesn't mean that there are other side of him that are actually not good or that I can't learn from. And that is why I also like, even in friendship, you realize that sometimes you feel like maybe somebody is totally evil. But there are certain things probably in that person, if you think very well, that you can learn from. If you don't allow your ego to rob you of the knowledge of lost looking at something. I mean, for instance, now, people are saying, oh, Nigeria is bad. Nigeria is bad. But people are building houses.
Hmm.
It's the same country. Oh, Nigeria is poor, poor, poor. But people are buying more cars, expensive cars in the same country. So you have to choose what you want.
Hmm.
Either you focus on the bad side of Nigeria or think about the possibilities of things that Nigeria can offer you.
Hmm.
Yeah, so when we go through life, we see the evil side, we see the bad side of people. But sometimes, if you look on the second time, sometimes there are things we can learn from people. Maybe how not to be cruel, maybe not how to be wicked, maybe probably how to be well behaved. So sometimes the negative things in other people's life can be a positive thing for us. We can learn not how to be a bad boss. If you have worked under, you don't want to have worked under a bad boss, and then you have your organization and be a bad boss. So the question is, what has life taught you?
Hmm.
So never waste moment of crisis, because usually there's so much to learn in the moment of crisis. Don't waste pain, because there is so much lesson to even learn, even our painful challenges or painful moments. So for me, I saw those sides, and then I saw this other. I mean, I wrote about the fact that my dad would write on the walls. He would write like African proverbs that are very instructive and very good for you as a person. Wisdom. So I could have as well not despise what he's saying, like, you that you're always abusing my mom. So I can. So, and that's why you realize that sometimes, like, we look at people like that, we look at people and we focus on the negative side of their lives, and then we cannot learn from them. So for me, it's more about having a balanced life, because in life, both darkness and light coexist. In life, both good and evil coexist. So the question is, where do you dwell? What are you learning?
Mm.
So for me, that is what it is. And that's why even sometimes the people that we think they are good people, sometimes we've seen good people plot evil for their fellow men. And that is why the lives of Peter, who would have thought that someone that Jesus fed,
Yeah.
someone that Jesus took around, I went to the he betrayed them. Look at the like of Judas, the guy that was carrying money bag.
Mm.
When somebody had told you that somebody who was eating with Jesus would betray him. So there are good people who do evil things, and there are evil people that do good things.
Mm.
But the question is, how are we finding balance in life? For me,
Mm.
that's what it is.
Wow.